Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam, and following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that unless we can understand something about Rādhārāṇī through our study of Bhagavatam, then our study has been for waste if we haven't done that. So with this in mind, we're praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ Yadi na jānīmahe tutam Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu ślokānāṃ bhāgavat-oktiṣu Rādhārānīṃ na vindāmaḥ nishphalam bhagavat yayinam radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham, and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Rādhārānīṃ within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all of our efforts are in vain. So we are continuing our reading today from Canto 5, the Creative Impetus, Chapter 5, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva's teachings to his sons. Text 32. Yarhi vavasa bhagavan lokam imam yogasyada pratipam ivachchanas tat pratikriya karma bibatsitam iti vratam ajagaram astita sayana eva shnati pibati kadatyava mehati hadati sma chestamana ucharita adigdo de desha. When Lord Ṛṣabhadeva saw that the general populace was very antagonistic to his execution of mystic yoga, he accepted the behavior of a python in order to counteract their opposition. Thus he stayed in one place and lay down. While lying down, he ate and drank, and he passed stool and urine, and rolled in it. Indeed, he smeared his whole body with his own stool and urine, so that opposing elements might not come and disturb him. Purport. According to one's destiny, one enjoys allotted happiness and distress, and even though one keeps himself in one place, this is the injunction of the Shastras. When one is spiritually situated, he may stay in one place, and all his necessities will be supplied by the arrangement of the Supreme Controller. Unless one is a preacher, there is no need to travel all over the world. A person can stay in one place and execute devotional service suitably according to time and circumstance. When Ṛṣabhadeva saw that he was simply being disturbed by traveling throughout the world, he decided to lie down in one place like a python. Thus he ate, drank, and he passed stool and urine and smeared his body with them so that people would not disturb him. tasyahaya purisha surabdi sogandhya vayustam desham dasayojanam samanatat surabhim chakara. Because Lord Ṛṣabhadeva remained in that condition, the public did not disturb him, but no bad aroma emanated from his stool and urine. Quite on the contrary, his stool and urine were so aromatic that they filled 80 miles of the countryside with a pleasant fragrance. Purport. From this we can certainly assume that Lord Ṛṣabhadeva was transcendentally blissful. His stool and urine were so completely different from material stool and urine that they were aromatic. Even in the material world, cow dung is accepted as purified and antiseptic. A person can keep stacks of cow dung in one place, and it will not create a bad odor to disturb anyone. We can take it for granted that in the spiritual world, stool and urine are also pleasantly scented. Indeed, the entire atmosphere became very pleasant due to Lord Ṛṣabhadeva's stool and urine. Text 34. Evam go mrga kaka charya yavrajam tistan ashina sayana kaka mrga go charita pibati kadat yava mehati sma. In this way, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva followed the behavior of cows, deer, and crows. Sometimes he moved or walked, and sometimes he sat down in one place. Sometimes he lay down, behaving exactly like cows, deer, and crows. In that way, he ate, drank, passed stool and urine, and cheated the people in this way. Purport. Being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva possessed a transcendental spiritual body. Since the general public could not appreciate his behavior in mystic yoga practice, they began to disturb him. To cheat them, he behaved like crows, cows, and deer. Text 35. Iti nana yoga charya charano Bhagavan Kaivalya Patir Ṛṣabho Virata Parma Mahanandanubhava Atmani Sarvesham Bhutanam Atma Bhute Bhagavati Vasudeva Atmano Vyavadhanan Nanta Rodhara Bhavena Siddha Samastartha Paripurno Yogaisvaryani Vihayasa Mano Javantardana Parakaya Pravesha Duragrahanandini Yadrichayo Pagatani Nanjasa Nripa Pradaye Nabhyanandat. O King Parikshit, just to show all the yogis the mystic process, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva, the plenary expansion of Lord Krishna, performed wonderful activities. Actually, he was the master of liberation and was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss, which increased 1,000-fold. Lord Krishna Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, Lord Krishna Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, is the original source of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva. There is no difference in their constitution, and consequently Lord Ṛṣabhadeva awakened the loving symptoms of crying, laughing, and shivering. He was always absorbed in transcendental love. Due to this, all mystic powers automatically approached him, such as the ability to travel in outer space at the speed of mind, to appear and disappear, to enter the bodies of others, and to see things far, far away. Although he could do all this, he did not exercise these powers. Purport. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.149, it is said, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Shakali Ashanta. The word Shanta means completely peaceful. Unless all one's desires are fulfilled, one cannot be peaceful. Everyone is trying to fulfill his aspirations and desires, be they material or spiritual. Those in the material world are ashanta, without peace, because they have so many desires to fulfill. The pure devotee, however, is without desire, anya bilasita sunya. A pure devotee is completely free from all kinds of material desire. Karmis, on the other hand, are simply full of desires because they try to enjoy sense gratification. They are not peaceful in this life, nor the next, during the past, present, or future. Similarly, jnanis are always aspiring after liberation and trying to become one with the Supreme. Yogis are aspiring after many siddhis, powers, anima, labhema, prapti, etc. However, a devotee is not at all interested in these things because he is fully dependent on the mercy of Krishna. Krishna is Yogeshvar, the possessor of all mystic powers, or siddhis. And he is Atmarama, fully self-satisfied. The yoga siddhis are described in this verse. One can fly in outer space without the aid of a machine, and he can travel at the speed of mind. This means that as soon as a yogi desires to go somewhere within this universe or even beyond this universe, he can do so immediately. One cannot estimate the speed of mind, for within a second the mind can go many millions of miles. Sometimes yogis enter into the bodies of other people and act as they desire when their bodies are not working properly. When the body becomes old, a perfect yogi can find a young, able body. Giving up his old body, the yogi can enter into the young body and act as he pleases. Being a plenary expansion of Lord Vasudeva, Lord Ṛṣabhadeva possessed all these mystic yoga powers, but he was satisfied with his devotional love of Krishna, which was evidenced by the ecstatic symptoms such as crying, laughing, and shivering. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 5th Canto, 5th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Ṛṣabhadeva's Teachings to His Sons. And thus ends our reading for today. The next chapter, chapter 6, is titled The Activities of Lord Ṛṣabhadeva.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, it was written like Supreme Personality of Godhead is Atma Ram. But sometimes it feels contradictory quality. Like how, like from the activities we cannot understand how is Atma Ram. So can you explain that a bit?
Yes. Well, I would start by saying that probably the most comprehensive explanation of what Atmarama actually means was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's a whole section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita where he explains the Atmarama verse in many different ways. But self-satisfied, what that means, and we find this in Hegel's philosophy too, is that ontologically the absolute does not rely on anything outside of itself. Right? All finite entities inherently depend upon something other than themselves for their self-maintenance. Like physically, we require water, air, sunlight, like that, food, shelter. Psychologically, we require companionship, we require mentorship. The finite entities always inherently rely on something outside of themselves But the infinite is not like that, because there is nothing outside of the infinite that is not the infinite itself. So when we hear that Krishna can become captured by his pure devotee, and that the love of his devotee is all in all, or we see the pastimes of an avatar of Krishna that appear to be dependent on the activities of another devotee or something like that, we have to realize what that is really going on there. All the souls, all the jivas are Aṣṭādaśasu. They're Krishna's own energy. They are a part of Krishna, which means that they are also Krishna, not in totality, like a part of our body is not the whole of our body, but it's our body nonetheless. When we say our body, we include our arm, we include our leg. So all the jivas are Krishna, but not in totality. So when Krishna depends on his devotee for happiness, he's depending on himself, or a part of himself. So that's Atmarama.
Ji Prabhuji. But like this happens with the pure devotees of the Lord or the liberated souls. But those who are conditioned, how can we say like they are also part of Krishna? Because they are not giving him pleasure or something. In fact, they are not following Krishna or the absolute whole.
Yes, that's part of Krishna's Leela, right? They're covered by Maya, which is Krishna's own energy. Krishna has there are three categories of his energy, right? You have
Okay.
Antaranga Shakti, his internal potency, Tatastha Shakti, his marginal potency, which is the soul's. Antaranga Shakti means Goloka Vaikuntha, like that. The Antaranga Shakti is the jiva, the Bahir, Tatastha Shakti is the jivas, and then the Bahiranga Shakti, the external potency, that's Maya. So the souls that are covered by illusion, that's also happening by Krishna's energy. It's because there must be in order for love, real love, to be there between a devotee and Krishna, then the possibility of choice has to be there. Without choosing love freely, there's no value to that love. There's no value to that relationship if it's not freely chosen. But that means then there must be the potential of an experience when a soul does not choose to love Krishna, and thus the external energy comes to delude them and help them to think they are independent from Krishna, until they pass millions and millions of lifetimes, eventually learning from their suffering that, oh, I'm not independent. I'm dependent on the absolute whole, and I need to find out what is my relationship with that whole. But all these things are being supported by Krishna's various energies.
Ji Prabhuji, very nice explanation, Prabhuji. Also, Prabhuji, like if we go back, sorry, Prabhuji, last question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
So like if we go back to the internal energy or the Antaranga Shakti, so there is no probability we will come back again, right? It is not possible, no?
That's what we're told, yes. When we enter into that internal potency, you cannot fall from there. There's no falling from the spiritual world.
So it was our very nature to be this Tathastha Shakti. Very nature to be. We first chose not to be dependent, not to depend upon Krishna. We chose it as a first choice, right?
Yes.
Ji Prabhuji. Thank you for clarification.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai.
Jai.
All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhaktiveda Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadvip Dham ki jai, Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Jagannath Baladev
Jai.
Subhadra Ju ki jai, Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai ki jai, Vrindavan
Jai.
Dham ki jai, Giri Govardhan,
Jai.
Guru Govardhan Dham ki jai, Sham Kund, Radha Kund ki jai, Tulsi Devi,
Jai.
Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi ki jai. Jai
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Princeton
Jai.
Bhaktivedanta Institute ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati
Jai.
Mat ki jai, Jai
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaura
Jai.
Premanandi Hari 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 Bol.
Hari.
Jai Śrīmatī Uma Devi Dasi ki jai, Jai Bhakti Shivam ki jai, Hare Krishna.
Jai. श्रीपाद कृष्ण केशव प्रभु जी की जय।
Jai.
धन्यवाद धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
Dhanyavad Pranam.
No problem.